Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to create a short video, just a little tutorial to show you how to use some free software. Nothing that you don't have to pay for anything that you can, if you want to do something like this. So what I've done here is I'm using completely free software that allows us to put a logo onto a surface that is not flat, okay, and it's kind of like you can use some very cool little simple tools that can not only sort of place it onto a surface that's not flat, or and also the perspective view is not flat either. So and also you can create the environment so that it actually blends on the cup. So very simple. And if you happen to have an image, I don't know, of a coffee cup, or an image of a car, and you want to put a logo onto the license plate, or if you have an image of, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever kind of image you have, and you can create these and generate these images like using free AI tools, which I'll show you. Yes, and I said free. You don't have to pay for anything here. And do whatever you want to do. So this is not just for LiveGood members, but I'm using a LiveGood logo here just to demonstrate how you can do this, and make a graphic so you can post on social media. As you can see, this image here, it's this logo is actually layered on, so it's not part of the image, but it's blended nicely. So what you can do is, first of all, this software here is called PhotoP. All right, you can go there. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't even have to sign up for an account. You literally go to this website, and it'll load the editor right there in front of you, and you don't have to log in or anything. You don't have to download anything, and it's totally free, 100% free. I've never paid for this software, and I've used it for 5, 6, 7 years or whatever. We're also going to use Bing to generate some images. Okay, so go to bing.com. Okay, and then what you do is you go to images, okay, and then you can go to create. So and then you can write a prompt, okay, and then you can use this tool for free, and then you just click create. Okay, so here's what I created. Okay, so I'm going to just move this out the way. So I basically created, I basically used a prompt. It says coffee cup latte, cozy surroundings with laptop on the table. I decided to put a laptop because I in another tutorial I'm going to show you how to also put an overlay onto the screen so that it actually fits, even though the perspective is not flat. You can actually add that in, but that's for another tutorial. And a beautiful view out the window in the background. I just why not just create something that is going to really generate some views on Facebook or whatever. If you're going to post this as a graphic on Facebook, you want to make the surroundings look really nice. So whichever one you like, I'm going to go with this one. Okay, because the cup is vivid. It's not too dark. The other ones were a bit dark, so the logo probably wouldn't show up very well. It'll look a bit dark, So as I say, we're going to go with this one. You can click download, all right. But I'm going to just left click and then copy the image. And then you open up PhotoP, as I mentioned. So I'm going to open up a brand new canvas, and we're literally just going to photopea.com. Okay, so that's photopea, PEA.com. So here I am at PhotoP, and then I copied the image to my clipboard. I didn't even download the image, and now you can just, on a Mac, it would be Command V. Hold on, let me just, okay, so Command V, or I don't know what it is on a Windows, but you basically paste it, all right? But if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just download the image and then just drag and drop it into the canvas. Or you can upload it as normal. It'll tell you, it's very simple, this software. So here we are. You can zoom in and zoom out, okay? So I'm going to zoom in a bit so I can really see the coffee cup. And then in this case, I'm going to use the LiveGood logo, and I'm going to copy to clipboard. But again, you can just drag and drop it or whatever from your desktop. And I'm going to resize to the roughly to the size I want. And the good thing about the coffee cup is that you can actually see by the rim of the coffee cup, you can see the shape that you want to get on the logo. So, you know, with the guides, you can see the blue lines. The guides will show you, okay? So you just check that so that it resamples it. And then what we do is we go to image, we go to edit, and then we go down to free transform, okay? And then we go to warp. Okay, you see where my mouse is? Warp. And then you go to this little thing here, okay? And then for this one, I mean, if you had a rounded logo, you might want to use one of these options here, but generally what I do is I usually go to custom. It's actually easier, to be honest, you know, especially for a rectangular logo. And then you know, where you see these little rounded stuff and the stuff and the square boxes and so on, you just watch, you know, you just you know, move it up to so that it follows, you know, the rim of the cup, for example. So you're basically making the same sort of shape as if it would be around, you know, around the cup. Doesn't have to. It doesn't. Honestly, it's surprising actually. From what I'm going to show you in a sec, after we get the right shape, it surprisingly doesn't have to be, you know, really perfect. But I found, you know, by using this little tool, this little feature specifically, I found that, you know, by doing it a few times, I actually got sort of better at figuring out, you know, the shape that I'm trying to get. There's probably an easier way. I'm you know, I'm not a graphic designer as such. You know, I'm not perfect, but and some people who are watching this video are probably going to come to me and say that there's a better way of doing it or whatever. But you know, I like to learn little tips and tricks, and I go onto YouTube a lot because I'm not a graphic designer. I don't claim to be, but I like seeing some. So I got some YouTubers who you know, have some good you know, ideas and tips and tricks. Yeah, I think that's probably good. I could probably spend a bit more time on it, but you know, I haven't finished yet. So you know, maybe the logo was even too big, possibly, but I should have resized it before shaping it. And you can go back in and you know, shape things after, you know, whatever. But and then what you can do is you can go to the right hand side here, and where you see my mouse here, you can change this to, for example, multiply, and then you can maybe change the fill. It doesn't need to really. You can play around with stuff. I mean, you can just put overlay, for example, see what it looks like. Soft light, not bad. Hard light, no, not really, no. Generally, multiply is on the whole perhaps a good option, but because the cup, originally was dark, you know, you might want to get a lighter, you know, view of the cup or whatever. But anyway, I didn't want to create this. I didn't want to make the video too long, but I think, you know, if you play around with stuff, you know, and you know, give it some, you know, you get better at it. But you know, there's so many things you can do with this software, you know, and it's a whole lot better than just sort of putting a logo straight on the top of something. And it just, obviously, that's just not really the way to do it. Probably an easier way to do it might be to make the logo a lot smaller, and then use the the tool that I here, you know, to turn it to multiply. and then you might, and then because the logo is so much smaller, it doesn't matter about making it too sort of rounded. It actually doesn't do a bad job. So anyway, I hope the video was useful. Didn't want to make the video too long, but you know, it's just something you can do. And then you can add in your captions and stuff like that. You can go to another software called Bard. It's a Google software, okay, and it's an AI tool, and you can put in, for example, a caption. You can also it allows you to upload images. So this is a free tool. So here's the caption. Here's the prompt. Okay, give me 6-word caption to promote an organic, healthy coffee that describes a great way to start the day with joy and comfort. And then I've uploaded an image, just to sort of give it some kind of an idea of maybe comfort and coffee and surroundings, and then just submit and see what it comes up with. It might give me a bunch of ideas. Oh, okay, so I shouldn't have uploaded the image. So I'm just gonna copy that and try again. Okay, so yeah, it just does text prompts. I don't know why it allows us to, add images or whatever. But anyway, yeah. Okay, awake to pure goodness, cup of comfort blooms or whatever. Organic sunrise, every delicious drop. Okay. Rise and greet the day, fueled by nature's smile. Yeah, some of these are pretty good. So, you can just play around with it and change your prompt and figure out what caption works. And then you can just overlay the caption onto your graphic at the top there or whatever. Or you can just import the whole thing into Canva. You can download it. You go to File. Hold on a minute. Let's get this out of the way. So File, and then Export, and then you can export to PNG or JPEG, and then you can put a caption on there or whatever, or do some other things in Canva. In another video, I can show you how to put overlay stuff onto a laptop, for example, if you've got a screen, but the perspective or the surface is not sort of facing the screen, so you can't just put flat images over the top. It won't overlay the whole perspective of it. It won't be quite right. But I can show you with this same tool how to kind of put like a mock-up. You can put the screen of an image or like a screenshot or whatever, and overlay it over there, and make it kind of like so that the environment and the backdrop sort of blends nicely by using the same tool over here as different tools like multiply or overlay or whatever. So it makes it all blend nicely. But I'll show you that in another video. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And I also could even put a screen on here if you really wanted to, and you can do all kinds of other things. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.